So let's welcome our next speaker, Mr. कमलेश्वर पोखरेल सर. उनके बारे में पहले मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा, उनकी सिस्टर बीमार थी, वो हॉस्पिटल में थे काफी टाइम से, फिर भी वो वीडियो प्रिपेयर कर पाए, वो अपने लिए सेशन में आज भी अवेलेबल है. इट्स अ ग्रेट डेडिकेशन, जो कमिटमेंट है उनका एक एग्जाम्पल है. तो उनसे भी काफी कुछ लर्निंग हम आज सीखने वाले हैं. सो लेट्स वेलकम. And he is one of the coach, he's one of the trainer और ऑथर भी है. तो सर, लेट्स वेलकम एंड ओवर टू यू.
Thank you so much, Akash ji. Just wanted to confirm, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you again. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on the ABCD International Family and Bhavar International Publication for conducting this international summit on the theme Business Leadership and Team Building. And I also want to thank for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to express my views on the summit theme. Okay, let me share my screen and share some insights that what I want to talk about today. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Great, thank you. Thank you. So hello everyone, I am Kamlesh Pokhran, popularly known as ICANN to ICANN enthusiast. I'm a certified NLP practitioner, a TEDx speaker, certified speaker at Global Educators Platform. I'm author of Art of Conquering Limiting Beliefs. I've also contributed in the anthology as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and upcoming book Discover the New You. I'm also a brand ambassador for Bhavar International Publications. I'm passionate about motivating people to go beyond their limits and realize their real potential. And I'm on a mission to transform mindset of 1 million lives. I carry more than 11 years of experience working in a Fortune 500 organization. And some of the accolades that I received are the most inspiring man on earth in 2022 by IIU, Best Educators, 2022 award by Rabbit Tortoise, Best Motivational and Transformational Speaker by RKT's Global Platforms. So that was just a brief about me. Today, I would like to talk about building a high performance team. Right? I would like to start with a quote from Marshall Goldsmith, who said, "You are only as good as your team." The best leader is one whose team chooses to follow. To be a successful leader, one needs to have a great team that is dynamic, focused, and able to perform and deliver. I'm going to share 5 tips on how we can build a high performance team. Number 1 is the culture first. The culture at your organization sets the expectation for how people behave and work together and how well they function as a team. With a healthy team culture, everyone in your team can be happier, more engaged, and productive in their work. Your working environment is a direct result of the team culture you've created. Your organization is not just about you. You are not the main driver of the business. You are relying on your team, the people you have hired. Steve Jobs shared this quote: "Great things in business are never done by a person, they are done by a team of people." When it comes to people, what matters most is how people work, how they operate, how they think, how they view your cooperation, and how they view your team. When you have a small team, it can be managed by rules and regulations. But when it comes to large organizations, the people are governed by culture. Culture is how your team and your people operate without you being there. In your absence, how do they think? Do they understand the values, your vision as a leader? That is where the magic happens. Culture. In today's dynamic world, products might change, demands might change, marketplace might change, government policies might change, technology might change. But if your team is resourceful, they can adapt to the changes and your organization will still thrive. With the right culture, everything works. Without the right culture, nothing works. So focus on building the right culture within your team, within your organization. There's one word that is gaining a lot of attention these days called empowerment. And it is said that the leader must create an empowered team. I feel when you create a great culture, condition, and environment within your organization, people automatically feel empowered. The benefit of having strong cultures are they have the power to make decisions. They have access to all the requisite information necessary to make decisions. They have access to all the resources like people, money, facilities, etc. They are driven by the inner belief that they can make a difference, they can contribute in your organization. They have a sense of accountability. I would like to quote here the words of Ralph Nader, who was an American attorney and activist. The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. Next is hire people who believe in your vision. It is very important that you hire people who believe and resonate with your vision, not the people who are only looking for paycheck. When people are driven by your vision, they contribute more and go extra mile to get the results. You don't need to tell them when to do, how to do things. They are motivated to work as this helps them to achieve their goals and in return to achieve the organization goals as well. So it is a win-win for both. They are willing to take what they are willing to do whatever it takes. Here I would like to share words of George Patton, who was a US general, who said, never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do, and they will surprise you with their ingenuity. Next, upset your team's thinking. As a leader, it is vital to ensure that team doesn't begin to groupthink. Groupthink occurs when the desire for group consensus overrides people's common sense desire to present alternatives, critique a position, or express an unpopular opinion. Here, the desire for group cohesion effectively drives out good decision making and problem solving. These are the signs that you can make out that your team is suffering from groupthink. Number one, they don't consider the full range of alternatives available to them when assessing an issue. Once they have chosen a possible solution, they don't examine it thoroughly to test its strengths and weaknesses. If they rejected an alternative once, they won't reconsider it in the light of the new information. They would say, we have tried it before and it didn't work. They don't objectively research options. They might only collect evidence that reflects their biased choice. And they never consider contingency plans. Leaders can help their team to overcome groupthink, and I would like to share some of the ways how they can do that. Number one, make the team aware of what groupthink is. The first step is to make the team aware. Many people hate to think that they might be doing group thinking. Number two, use a rotation chair to lead the meetings. Leaders don't need to chair the meeting always themselves. They can have others take turns to chair. It changes the dynamics and shifts the emphasis of power in the team. Consider the outside view. If there is someone who has an external view on what is being discussed, it would be great to invite them in to make a challenging presentation to the team. Don't let the team know your viewpoint. Seek others' viewpoint before sharing what you think on a scenario. Withhold your views and see what others really believe and have to offer. Sharing leaders' viewpoint earlier can channel the team's thinking in the same direction and can restrict new ideas. And the last, play devil's advocate. Either leader can do this or invite someone to take on the role. Challenge their ideas and wisdoms received. Ask people to justify their thinking. Argue against the points from different angles. The next one, hire for culture, train for skills instead of hire for attitude, train for skills. Hire for attitude, train for skills has been repeated, reprinted, and retweeted so many times that we almost accept this as a universal truth. You might come across people who have great attitude during the hiring process, but they do not fit in your culture. Attitudes can be faked. Some studies have shown that people consistently score higher in positive attributes when they think they're applying for a job than when they otherwise are simply instructed to answer truthfully. You need to be very clear about your organization's culture and be very open with any potential hire and tell them upfront, this is your culture. This is how things work in your organization. This is how you do things. This is how you operate. I would like to share a study from Deloitte, which found that 94% of executives and 88% of employees believe a distinct work culture is an important component of the business success. If you don't address your culture in your hiring process, a candidate who isn't good fit may end up going through the entire process and being hired simply because neither party was aware of the mismatch. It keeps your current talent satisfied and working for you rather than going to a competition. A happy, healthy work environment drives job satisfaction and employee engagement, which is one of the main reasons why hiring for culture fit should be the integral part of the hiring strategy. Last but not the least, self-education. It begins with the leader. People follow leaders whom they consider role models, and to be a role model, lead by example. And first invest in their self-education and also encourage team members to invest in their education. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in this world. Self-education is the best investment, and when your team invests in their development, they tend to take the organization to completely different levels with amazing results. So developing a culture of constant learning is a must for growing organization, because once you stop learning, you stop growing. When you have a team who is driven by your vision and culture, they invest in themselves and continue to learn and grow. This way, they add more and more value to the organization. If the team has culture of self-education, they talk about what books they are reading and suggest other team members to read. They talk about what courses they are investing into, and they suggest others to go for it. They attend events, seminars, webinars to understand what is going on in the industry and equip themselves better for changes. Teams do brainstormings to come up with new ideas and find solutions to a problem. Of course, investing in self-education doesn't come without a cost, and people have to spend huge amount of money to learn and develop. But I have learned one great lesson that I want to share with you. Don't be cheap on the way to greatness. Don't be cheap on the way to greatness. Another way to develop and follow in the team is each one teach one. They don't just learn new skills, they also share those learnings within and across teams so that others can also become more equipped. Set out sometime weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, whatever suits your team, for cross-training or sharing what's going on in the department and teach others. This would be a great value add, and everyone will grow together and acquire multiple skills under one roof. Teams are the backbone of the organization, but it is not only the responsibility of a leader, but every team member also must take responsibility for their part, as well as for the functioning of the whole team to set up a high-performing team. I would like to conclude with a quote from Henry Ford. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, Akashji and ABC International Family and Bhabha International Publication for giving this opportunity. And also want to congratulate to all the speakers for sharing beautiful insights on the topic on the summit today. Thank you again.